Mushabe re-echoed the ongoing mass registration being conducted by NERA for all unregistered citizens of the country, with the main focus on
So
those
the
of the
moment they
voting age by
recommend
the
you,
time of
you are,
2026
you
general
are, you
elections.
are, at least you are halfway into the process, and NIDA does the background check to make sure that we do not register foreigners, to make sure that we register citizens of this country. This is therefore to appeal to all our LC1 chairpersons and internal security structures to fully verify all these applicants before recommending them for registration for national IDs. We have had these cases in Kisenyi, here in Kampala, and Masindi, and we do not want this to go to the entire country. We appeal to everyone. If you're a citizen and you know someone is staying within your neighborhood and is not a citizen, you can alert the security structures and also assist us to make sure that we only have citizens registered for national IDs. Otherwise, we are called upon all Ugandans who have never registered for national IDs to use this opportunity to participate in our exercise. It's a country-wide registration exercise, like I've told you, to make sure that no one is left behind. And as we get to the 2026 general elections, let's have everyone registered for national IDs, because the data or information from NIRA is used by other agencies of government, including the Electoral Commission.
He, however, said that there are reports that have been circulating in the media that NILA is denying a number of people the right to register for national IDs.
There have been reports, there are some reports that have been circulating in the media that NIRA is denying a number of people a right to register for national IDs. It has also come to our attention that there are several non-citizens in this country that are attempting to register for national IDs, and many of these are claiming to be citizens by birth, but they do not belong to the indigenous communities that are entitled to the citizenship by birth category as enshrined in the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Osborne Mushabe noted that however much NILA is registering all citizens that have never registered for national IDs, not every person living and staying in Uganda has to have a national ID.
It is important to note that however much NIRA is registering all citizens that have never registered for national IDs, not every person living or staying in Uganda has to have a national ID. There are foreigners who are in this country. There are people who do not have citizenship who are in Uganda, so they do not qualify to get national IDs. Only citizens or only those people who qualify for citizenship qualify to get national IDs. And the biggest category we have is for citizenship by birth. We have to note that for one to qualify for citizenship by birth, in accordance with Article 10 of the 1995 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda,
Mushabe further elaborated that citizenship by birth, in accordance with Article 10 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, emphasizes that the applicant must be belonging to the 5 indigenous communities and his or her grandparents must have been living in Uganda by 1926, when the borders of the country were demarcated.
And away from that, we also have other categories of citizenship, and these include citizenship by registration, citizenship by naturalization, and dual citizenship. And of course, we also have citizenship by Article 9 of the Constitution for those who are British citizens or who were in the British Protectorate before we got independence in 1962. For citizenship and registration, one must get clearance from the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control in accordance with the laws of the land for him to be able to come to us. But we have to note that for citizenship by birth, where a majority of us fall, the laws are clear and the guidelines are clear. You must be belonging to one of the indigenous communities, and your parents or grandparents, or at least one of them, must have been living in this country when the borders of this country were demarcated in 1926.
The free of service ongoing 53-day registration exercise, which started on September 27, 2024, running up to November 23, 2024, is being conducted to inform mobile outreaches in sub-counties, parishes, schools, hospitals, places of worship, and sports grounds, among others.
This registration exercise started on 27 September 2024 and will be carried out for 53 days, thus ending on 23rd November 2024. This registration exercise is being conducted in form of mobile outreaches in all the sub-counties, parishes, schools, hospitals and places of worship, sports grounds, and other public places.
GNTV at 12.
Thank you, Desire, for that report. Now in other news, members of parliament from Western Uganda, led by Honorable Francis Mwijuche, representing the people of Buhoejo district, have urged all coffee farmers in Western Uganda to shun the Coffee Amendment Bill 2024. And this call was made yesterday while addressing press at parliament. Let's take a look.
Legislators from Western Uganda, including Honorable Francis Mwijuche, Honorable Gafa Mbwatekamwa, Honorable Asenance Nyakato, Dr. Patrick Isingoma, all vehemently opposed the Coffee Amendment Bill 2024. At the joint press conference at Parliament, they condemned the bill's proposal to rationalize the Uganda Coffee Development Authority UCDAs, citing threats to coffee quality, market promotion, expertise, and regulations.
Kandi ekyo kibayiro habukuba UCDA kozira omulimu mulungi muno orozere abantu basemerirwe abantu balina kasente omunsawo bakwata sente bakurolera abaana baabo bakweyombeka habwakitwaleka abantu nabo bakali akantu karungi abantu bali bakwe benda kuli akantu kabo karungi nituija ntati UCDA ebyo kandi no bayire sente kuruka kashubika nkono nabo ekyo kino tutukikiriza kandi tukisagika njo tukija kwetorolera ikichoka cyaitu cyoni kya Western Uganda Bunyoro Toro Ankole Kigezi ntu iteitrana n'abalimi ntubagambira habwa kitakukiraniza ekitongole kino kuhibwaho kikachwibwaho kikasanyizibwaho kikarugaho habwo kiko kifuereza abantu bayitu kuruga mu yapoiziwa kwa.
Honorable Francis Mwijuche emphasized that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is not a coffee farmer. He doesn't understand the sector's need.
Ito members of parliament abakurwa mu burengero bizoba no kugira ngo tushobore nshonga zo mwana abantu baketegereza aho kwa ntubebuza ke twashitamire ka members of parliament iteka rya UCDA kugira ngo bajigarzo ministry ya agriculture tukaryanga hatabireho ki bwanyuma y'amezi make kugira ngo hati kandi turyikirize mwe twenda kugambira President Museveni ngweri iteka riyo no leta abahinzi bakuriyenda abanyayigana tubakuriyenda niwe kuriyenda nko muntu dera rugatushobore we nko muntu nainde ryaki kataba muhinji w'umwana.
Honorable Gafa Mbwatekamwa says that the government of Uganda never wants Ugandans to be rich or get money in their pockets because they can be threats to the government.
Okugamba nti oyagala kujja otase abe mwanyi je tufuna obulungi nga tetukuyitanga ko tetwagala na buyambi bwosebo naye nga tosobola kujja mu majani olowooza ani yandeetaze obuyambi sebo bwobanga oyagala kukaaba osinge ffe abafiiriddwa si gwe oba omuntu oyo mufu era twakutegedde gundi twakutegedde ng'ekigendererwakyo ekintu kyonna kye mulowooza mu nsi kya bugagga mwagala kukyezza.
These members of parliament urged the merging UCDA with the Ministry of Agriculture would undermine its effectiveness and compromise coffee quality. Farmers in Western Uganda who have turned to coffee cultivation following declining tea prices stand to lose from the bill's passage. To mobilize resistance, the legislators have launched a regional campaign urging Western Uganda coffee farmers to reject the legislation.
Namugirango abanyankole binefumu ngwa kukizire na itasho ahungura nyoko kandi omwitasho. President amazima garuko kachugambira niwo fountain of honor niwo mukama yitu niwo buri kimwe cyona omwanoza gwita ko kuwisire ibintu byono kita cooperative twaguma ntukweta president okita majani twaguma ntukweta president se nabwo cyo no mwanoza gwita ntuzaguma ntukweta president konkecho nikiza kutureka twine emishonga n'amacumu amutama nabwo cyo president kore cyo rahure no yenda konkito nkaba abebembezi b'abantu turiyo tuza kugenda ombicweka byitu kugambira abantu kugira ngo kikorwe cyo riyo no ukora no muru ogwo kikugu cyahiguru.
They demand President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni address cabinet duplication issues before proceeding the bill.
N'olwekyo muzeeyi aveeyo abuulire eggwanga abalimi bwe bagaanye abasuubuzi ne bagaana cooperatives ne zigaana yayogerera ani ebintu byonna ebimu ssente mu ggwanga lyaffe byonna babitutte bwe bawulira nti eno waliyo amafuta bagendayo gordi yaabwe kati bawulidde nti omwani gufunye ssente nagwo baguyingidde so kibaala okumugamba oyo muzeeyi nti ffe teri atuwadde ssente twogere naye abantu kitukakatako ng'abakulembeze.
Twehe Ronald for GNTV at Parliament.
We appreciate you, Twehe Ronald, for that report. Now, away from that, the former leader of opposition in Parliament, Honorable Mathias Mpuuga, has appealed to the government of Uganda to withdraw the contentious bill of coffee 2024. He called the Minister of Agriculture, who by law introduced the bill, to withdraw it. Our reporter has more.
The former leader of opposition in Parliament, Honorable Mathias Mpuuga, has appealed to the government to withdraw the continuous coffee amendment bill. Addressing the journalists yesterday at Parliament, Honorable Mathias Mpuuga, who is the backbench commissioner, said there is a need for the wider consultation on the bill owing to its sensitive and livelihood significance to the greater portion of the population.
But I meant what I said, and now here we are. The chickens have come home to roast. For the bulk of the last 2 weeks, public space has been awash with the rationalization of UCDA in particular. At the height of the debate in the House during the first reading and presentation of the report by the committee for second reading, I was not in the House. But at least the world is aware that I shared my sentiments. If we recollect that when I was leader of the opposition, through my shadow minister for agriculture, Dr. Bwanika, we stopped the visible and the invisible penalty from taking the coffee, if you recollect. And the courtesy of our statement and later debate, we were able to reverse an attempt by a few individuals to appropriate this very critical commodity in the hands of a few individuals. People have been asking that I express my sentiments. That's because maybe people have short-term memory. I shared my sentiments a long time ago about this, and I'm here to repeat that rationalization should not simply be a happy goal. And critical sectors, critical agencies must be handled by and with utmost care and adequate stakeholder consultation across the board.
He called the Minister of Agriculture, who by law introduced the bill, to withdraw it.
I want to advise, as a senior legislator, that the rules are very clear. At any one time, a bill can be withdrawn by the mover. I want to strongly advise that this bill can be withdrawn and the rains will continue coming down the skies. Namely, to facilitate and enable adequate stakeholder consultation, such that the movers, the proponents, do not appear as though they have somebody in mind to defeat. One of the dangers we encounter as legislators is that when we are considering particular legislations, we tend to imagine that there will be losers and winners. A facilitative legislation like this one must not emphasize, must not have in sight or in mind losers and winners, but made in the name of the people, for the benefit of the people, and therefore it must have ears from across stakeholders. So a bill can be withdrawn. The Minister of Justice should not feel ashamed to return to his principles and advise a withdrawal of the same.
Gntv reported exclusively on Sunday that the Uganda caucus chairperson Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi appealed to the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Anita Aneti Amongi, to shelve or indefinitely defer the bill. The contention stemmed from the government's move to mainstream the Uganda Coffee Development Authority UCDA to the Mother Ministry of Agriculture. The Uganda Kingdom and the Uganda Caucus have vehemently opposed the rationalization of the UCDA, saying the body is required in the value chain of the coffee production.
Initially, the president said that he's keen on rationalizing all consuming agencies. But we all know that UCDA is not a consuming agency, it's actually a producer. That over the last 5 years, its contribution to GDP was ranging from 70 to 80 billion per annum. Those are not consumers per se. And we are saying, while it is doing that, it is under-facilitated. But also, if you're going to manage an economy as delicate and fragile as ours, particular entities must thrive as facilitators. You know, I've also had the argument that, you know, they are consumers because we pay salaries to the people employed there. Yes, part of the duty of government is to employ people. So why should government complain by employing its own people? The demand from government must be efficiency. And you're not going to achieve efficiency by rationalization alone. We have examples. I have been inquiring from members of the committee, did you benchmark anywhere? And they said no. So where is the best practice? We are borrowing from rationalization.
President Museveni, who has twice strongly defended the rationalization process, however, said UCDA is not responsible for the successes registered in the coffee production. The president has already summoned members of parliament from the National Resistance Movement Party for a meeting on Friday in Chisozi Country Farm in Gomba district. Clinton Nawemjom for GNTV at 12.
We appreciate you, Mjomba, for that report. Now, in Bushenyi district, they have received a new resident district commissioner following the embattled RDC Robert Atwaile stepping down early this month after allegation of dating a senior 3 girl from Bweranyanji Girls Secondary School. Ngabirano Ime has now become the new resident district commissioner for Bushenyi district. We have more.
The Office of the President has posted Ime Ngabirano to Bushenyi District to replace suspended under fire resident district commissioner Robert Atwaile. Ngabirano has been acting as the Masindi resident district commissioner for 3 years. The embattled Atwaile Robert was suspended following allegations that he bored his way into Bweranyanji Girls Secondary School in Bushenyi District to deliver gifts to his lover, a senior 3 student. On September 27, 2024, Atwaile allegedly manipulated the school's security guards to deliver birthday gifts to the student. The student, who was celebrating her birthday that day, had reportedly told her colleagues that she was in a relationship with the RDC and that he could deliver her birthday gifts. After the incident, concerned parents and stakeholders complained to State House authorities about Atwaile's alleged conduct. In a letter dated October 15, 2024, signed by Office of the President, Secretary Haji Yunus Kakande directed Atwaile to step aside from his office as RDC while an investigation and disciplinary procedures are conducted. He was also directed to hand over his office to his deputy, William Tsigazi Donanto. While handing over the office to Ngabirano yesterday, October 28th, Kasigazi commended the Office of the President for trusting him with the office. He stressed that Ngabirano's expertise and passion for serving his country will undoubtedly propel the district forward to achieving remarkable success. Ngabirano expressed his readiness to work together with the district leadership to ensure the effective implementation of government's projects within the district. Jafar Vasajabalaba, the Bushenyi District LC5 chairperson, said as the political wing, they are willing to work with the new resident district commissioner harmoniously. Gntv at 12.
And Haj Zula on the issues of their child. Now, in other news, the Uganda Police Force, through its spokesperson Kituma Rusoke, has warned all bloggers in our country, Uganda, to stop spreading news fast before investigations take place. This warning comes after the reports about the family of Haj and Hajat Zula on the issues of their child. We take a look.
Ensonga ya Haji ne Hajati ne muwala waabwe ow'emyaka 14 we bagamba nti yasobezebwako. Ensonga eyo twagireeta wano. Hajati yali yeekubira enduulu ng'agamba poliisi tenyambye. Poliisi yatunula mu nsonga ya Hajati n'egoberera ensonga gye yaleeta yonnyini, nga ensonga yali nti 1 omwana wa myaka 14, ekirala nti omwana yasobezebwako. So poliisi negendera omwana oyo nemujjako statement. Omwana naawa statement nga alumiriza omuntu ogwo Haji. Juzi wavuddeyo amaloboozi agagamba nti omwana bamukaka. Kiyinza okuba ekituufu, kiyinza okuba ekifu. Naye ffe kye tugamba is that ffe poliisi twagoberera omwana kye yakola ki, kye yatugamba nga victim. Ne tukwata ne statement ye ne tugiteeka ku file. Ne tumukolako ne medical examination ne tusanga ng'omwana ekituufu kyo yali yasobezebwako. Kati ebisigadde bijja kuva mu kunoonyereza. Babloga bavaayo ne batandika okujjayo ekifaananyi ekirala. Babloga kye tubasaba eyo gye mujja obujulizi obwo n'amaloboozi ago ge mufuna agatuwa bino ebifaananyi ebirala, mutuyambe nnyo abantu bano information eyo efune engeri gyejja ku fayiro, because ekintu kyokka ekinaataasa mu musango guno amazima okuvaayo obulungi ye nga information eno ekonvatingibwa neefuuka evidence. Bw'obanga version omukyala ne muwala we gye baatuwa nfu, mujje mutuwe version entuufu, naye mufune engeri gye muvaayo gye muli eyo information eyo esobole okutuuka mu bantu abakola ku musango guno, kubanga y'engeri yokka. Kati government teyinza kugenda ku mitimbagano n'eraba information engeri gye bali okugidiscussingamu n'egikozesa nga evidence. Muleete evidence eyo mugituwe, tufune engeri gye tugikozesaamu mu kooti. We twogerera ffe nga poliisi twakola ogwaffe, twatwala fayiro eyo nga bwe mumanyi sifa abasalawo. Office ya DPP bwetuwa, office ya DPP yali esobola okusalawo negamba obujulizi bwe muleese bufu oba tebumala, omusango tukoze eki, fayiro tetugenda gisanctioninga. Naye bweba yagisanctioninga kiba kitegeeza waliwo obujulizi bwe twaleeta obwali busobola okuteeka Haji mu kaguli. Naye kye tusaba nga bwe mumanyi omuntu basobola okumugulako omusango, naye tekitegeeza nti omusango ogwo 100 ku 100 yaguzza. No, wabeerawo chances nti ayinza okuba teyaguza naye nga ebintu ebyo byonna okutuuka awo kiba kyetaaga bujulizi era kyetubasaba kyokka. Then omukyala wa Tororo ono we baasabira then omwoyo bwe yalinya n'atuyamba okufuna emmundu. Ebyo byonna tujja kubimaliriza mu kunoonyereza kwaffe kubanga okunoonyereza kukyagenda mu maaso. Era okunoonyereza bwe kunaggwa ekituufu kye kinaavaayo. Ffe tetufaayo oba omwoyo yali amulinye ku mutwe oba nedda. Ffe just kyetwagala okutegeeza abantu iza twafuna emmundu ng'erina amasasi 29 mu magazine era nga limuliri ne mu kyemba. Era n'omwami we balumiriza nti ye nannyini mundu eyo twamufunye era tumuyina. Then waliwo kyemwogeddeko ekya video nti waliwo ka video akayita ng'omukyala asiiga omwana pupu neki n'ebirala. Badde nsabye mukwano gwaffe aleese information eno tikansooke ntunuulire ka video ako then maybe bwe naamala okatunuulirako tunatandikira awo tulabe ebirala bye tunayongerezaako.
Zasimwa Kajese, GNTV at 12.
Thank you, Desire, for that report. Now into our sports news. Prestigious individuals awards last night were handed over to the winners, where Ballon d'Or was also awarded to the winner 2024. Rodri, a midfielder at Manchester City, won the men's Ballon d'Or 2024.